In this video, I want to give an update of some of the major changes that have happened with Amazon KDP over the past few weeks, and whether these changes spell the end of publishing on KDP or whether it's for the better. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me here today. We have a lot to cover in this video, so let's get straight into it. Amazon have made a lot of changes to its platform recently, which will affect how we publish books on the KDP platform. You might have heard about some of these changes already and might be wondering whether it's even worth continuing to publish books on KDP or whether it's even worth starting if you haven't done so already. The first update to cover surrounds AI and the use of AI. This has been a hot topic for a while now, whether it's okay to publish books that have been created using AI and what's going to happen to publishers who have published books containing AI-generated content. Was Amazon going to let people publish books with content generated by AI in them? And at this point, we sort of have an answer to that. And that is that yes, it is okay to publish books with content generated by AI. There has been an update to the upload process of books, and there is now a question asking whether the book contains AI generated or AI assisted content. The guidelines that have been provided by KDP state that if your book contains any content generated by AI, including images and cover art, then you will have to disclose that your book is AI generated. If you used AI to help you create the book, but the material itself is mostly created by yourself, then you can select that the book was AI assisted. What is the difference? So for example, if you create a cover for your book and in that cover you use images that were created by an AI bot, or you create actual written content for the book, then that book is AI generated. If you use AI to create a list of topics that you can use to create a kids maze puzzle book, for example, which is exactly what I showed in my last video, then this will be AI assisted, because although you used AI to assist in a part of the book, the actual book itself doesn't contain any content created by an AI bot. So this update has come after there were some complaints about books being published that were imitating the works of real authors. At this point, there is no further information on whether there is going to be some kind of statement on a book's sales page about that book being generated by AI. So some sort of badge letting customers know that that book does have AI generated content in it or not, or what KDP is even going to do with that information provided by publishers about AI content. But ultimately, it is hopefully going to provide transparency for Amazon's customers so that they know exactly what they are getting when they purchase a book. So it seems like we will be able to publish AI generated books on the KDP platform as long as we disclose this, and you'll probably only run into problems if you don't disclose that your books have AI generated content in them. It's also pretty safe to say that AI generated books are going to be fine with Amazon going into the future, since they have recently invested a reported $4 billion into AI company Anthropic, which is a direct competitor to ChatGPT with its AI assistant Claude. The next update to KDP is that they are now enforcing a file submission limit, which is basically a limit on how many books that you can upload per day to the KDP platform, which I think should have been introduced a long time ago. Previously, there were no limits at all on how many books that you can upload, and now with these new updates, you are only allowed to upload 3 new titles per day. Some people are saying that this is linked to AI and to the increased amount of books being published, with AI gaining popularity for being able to quickly create books. And Amazon has stated in its community posts that they have not seen a spike in publishing numbers recently. I have seen for years now people mass uploading books even before AI was popular for creating books. So I think this just could be in response to Amazon really trying to clean up its KDP platform, which I am all for. If you are creating really high quality, useful books, then you are not going to be making so many books that you need to upload more than 3 per day. So this shouldn't be a problem for any of us, and I'm happy for anything to be implemented that stops those people who have been flooding KDP with thousands of low quality, useless books. The third major update to KDP recently is changes to the way that we select categories for our books to be displayed in. In the past, Amazon used what is called the BISAC system, which is a universal system that all publishers use to make sure that books are being put into the correct categories. We were allowed to select 2 categories for our books to go in, but the BISAC system is actually different to the actual categories that Amazon has on its website. So once you had selected your 2 categories, Amazon would then try to make your book fit into the closest category that it had based on the BISAC category you had selected. This was why sometimes you may put your book into one category, then when you saw it on Amazon, it was in a different category on the actual Amazon marketplace. From there, you could also email KDP support and ask to have your book put into additional categories. It was confusing, it was time consuming, and a lot of the time, particularly with low content books, we never really could find the perfect category for our books to go in. Now, Amazon are using their own categories so that what we choose to put our book under when uploading our books into our KDP accounts, it's going to match exactly with the actual categories on the Amazon marketplace. We can also choose 3 categories now instead of just the 2, and there's no more asking to have your book put into any additional categories. We can put it into 3 categories and that is it. One thing to take note of though, don't use this as an opportunity to put your books into categories that is irrelevant to it in the hopes that it'll do better in a category with less competition, as many people have been doing over the past few years. Amazon reviews the categories that are being chosen, and if it feels your book doesn't fit into the category that you have chosen, they will not publish your book until you have selected the correct categories or the most appropriate category. Again, just another measure to stop people who have been gaming the system and taking advantage of little loopholes, like putting your book into irrelevant categories with less competition just to get a bestseller badge on your book and on your book's sales page. Now, one last change that I do want to mention briefly, because I have seen a few other people talking about this, but I personally haven't experienced it yet when I am on Amazon. And it seems like Amazon is testing out a change to the way that reviews are displayed within the search results pages. Currently, when we look at search result pages, we can see the orange star rating, and then a figure is displayed next to that, which is the amount of reviews that that particular book has. The change that some people have been seeing is that that figure of the amount of reviews a book has been replaced with a percentage figure. So instead of the amount of reviews being shown, it's the percentage out of 100% of how much customers like that book based on the reviews and the ratings that have been given. You can still see how many reviews a book has when you go into the actual book's sales page. So this is only showing in the search results. And why is this a good thing? Well, I guess it's good for people who maybe have newer books and books that don't have lots of reviews, but not really as good for those books that are more established and do have a lot of reviews. Lots of reviews usually indicate lots of sales, which a customer perceives as a popular or a trending book. And most of the time, customers want to buy what everyone else is buying. And also, they like to have that proof that a book is being purchased regularly, and lots of reviews would indicate this. The problem is, though, that those people who like to game the system go out and get themselves lots of fake reviews. And so customers are unfortunately being tricked into thinking a book is popular or good when it isn't. Showing the percentage of how much customers like the book is going to be a better representation as to the quality of the book and the customers getting what they expect or not. And so it doesn't matter if you have 100 reviews or 10,000 reviews, because it's going to show more how happy customers are with the book overall. There is a downside to this though too. If you do have a book with a small amount of reviews, this means that just a couple of bad reviews will really affect your percentage score compared compared to a book with hundreds or thousands of reviews, where if you mostly have good reviews, then your score won't be affected as much by 1 or 2 bad reviews. So as I say, I personally haven't seen this change yet. When I'm on Amazon, a few people have. If you are someone who has noticed this change, let me know down in the comments below. At this point, Amazon might be just testing it out, and maybe this change won't even be implemented eventually if they feel it isn't really going to be helpful to the platform. So those are the major changes that Amazon has been making recently, and personally, I think it's all for the better. Anything that weeds out those scammers and people just trying to game the system is a good thing. It means that we will start to see those really low quality, just junk books that have been flooding Amazon over the past couple years. They will all start to fade away. It'll just mean a much better experience for Amazon's customers, as well as us as publishers who want to do the right thing on the KDP platform and be able to sell really useful, high quality books to Amazon's customers. I hope that you found this video helpful and that you are also happy about these changes. What are your thoughts on all of these updates? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.